Hello teacher, today we're going to read chapter 7, Solution. To make a better future for the earth, people all over the world need to cut the amount of greenhouse gases they put into the atmosphere. Today, we burn a huge amount of fossil fuels, and this is one of the biggest reasons why we put so much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We need to stop burning fossil fuels and to only use clean energy in the future. We can get clean energy from a number of places with wind, the sun, plants, and the water moving in rivers and the ocean, hot rocks under the ground, and other new ways of making energy. Nuclear energy also puts very few greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, but it is expensive. In the future, scientists also need to find of making better products so we can keep electricity and it can be used at a later time. The battery we use today do not hold enough electricity. Better battery will also help us to move from cars and buses that burn fossil fuels to cars and buses that will use electricity. There is another step we can take to help to stop climate change. Scientists need to find ways of taking carbon dioxide from factories and other places that we make it and keeping it under the ground. Making new carbon sinks can help to cut the carbon dioxide going into the atmosphere. We must also try not to use more energy than we need. We need to find ways of using a smaller amount of energy in our homes and in factories. People are now using computers to help to cut the amount of energy we use and to put more clean energy into people's homes. Scientists also need to find ways of taking large amounts of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere without causing any other problems for the world. This needs to happen quickly, very quickly if we want warming to stay below 1.5 degrees Celsius. Forest solution. The earth forests are an important part of the solution to cutting greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and stopping climate change. Forests are one of the biggest carbon sinks on the earth. We need to stop deforestation, protect the earth's natural forests, and grow more trees and forests. This includes growing forests on land that is not good for farming. Stopping deforestation is a very difficult thing to do. Around the world, people cut down forests to use the land for farming. This is an important way for many countries to make money and for people to make money to buy food and clothes for their family. People need to see how important forests are because then they will stop cutting them down. This has already happened in many places around the world. Many countries now understand that their forests have to protect and to develop their communities. These forests have a positive effect on the amount of rain and clean water communities have for farming and on the rivers that some companies use to make electricity. Forests also help to protect the land and soil and to lower the number of floods communities have. Forests do a natural job of protecting soil, and this is important for the food and water we need and use every day. Protecting forests is a good way to cut the amount of carbon dioxide we put into the atmosphere, and it has a positive effect of many other things too. In West Africa, people are helping cocoa farmers to make more money from the cocoa They grow without cutting down more trees and forests. These include growing cocoa plants and trees together in ways that give farmers more food from the same land. Farmers are then making more money for their family and for their countries, but carbon stays inside the trees and in the rainforest and does not go into the atmosphere. Food and farming solution. Farming can also be part of the solution to climate change. Farmers can use ways of farming that build up carbon level in soil. All soil are very important natural carbon sinks. Some soil are better than others. For example, soils that have very small living things in them can change dead plants into food for new plants to grow. This can help farmers to grow the plants we eat. These soils are also very good at holding carbon. Farmers can help to make this good soil. They can do this by often changing the plant that they grow on the land and by not always growing the same plant. They can also help by sometimes growing plants on the land and sometimes keeping animals on it. These two steps can help to make soil healthy. This good soil also holds more water. This means that they can protect plants from drought, and this makes farming easier in warmer climates. The amount of carbon dioxide we put into the atmosphere can also be cut by thinking about the food we eat. Only growing the food we need and not throwing food away will help. Not eating so much meat and other foods that come from animals will also help to cut the greenhouse gases we put into the atmosphere. Earth's natural cycle. The Earth and its living things run in cycles. The water cycle and the carbon cycle are very important patterns for life on Earth. Soil is the good thing from dead plant to grow new plant. In natural cycle, everything is ill again. But in today's world, people often do not do things in cycle. We make things and then we use them. And this is end. Thank you for listening.